In this video, I'm going to show you 5 ways to make more money in your business. This is a great business management technique that I use in my companies, so in turn it can help grow your business. Let's do it. Guys, the absolute main strategy for growing your business is making sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit that like button, because when you hit that like button, I feel fantastic and you feel fantastic for being lovely. My favorite strategy for growing companies is coming towards the end of this video, so make sure you stick around to watch that. Come on, let's go. So guys, let's get into these 5 ways. 5 ways to make more money in your business, all right? So this is not about you personally, this is about how a business can make more money so that you can invest in your business. Way number 1 is cutting costs in your business. And actually, as a really smart entrepreneur and business owner, you should be going on this constant process. I put a little circle here with arrows going in a constant circle, because as your business evolves, it usually brings on lots of fat into the business. Behind each of my question mark pink little post-it note things is some top tips that I think you should employ into your business to grow. Let's have a look at the first one. It is produce a profit and loss. If you're not producing a monthly profit and loss, how do you know what your business is doing? Now, some people call these management accounts. Really important because they give you the management information on the decisions that you should be making in your business. Here's the big shocker of this, right? When I was running my business, I got to $1 million, $2 million of revenue, and I wasn't producing management accounts. Things were growing really fast in the early days of my business. And then an accountant told me, really what you need is a bookkeeper. What's a bookkeeper? I don't know what a bookkeeper is. Well, this lady came into my business and she completely transformed everything. She produced me a monthly set of accounts and said, look, this is what your income is, this is what you're spending, and this is what you're making. Because I was this stupid business owner managing my business by what was in the bank account, the cash the business was generating. Well, that's terrible, because if you're getting deposits or being paid in advance, the bank balance could look really good, but the financial health of the business could be really bad. I was working with a wedding venue that I was doing some non-exec work. They always had £500,000 in the bank, but they were only making £20,000 to £30,000 a year. They were a break-even business with £500,000 worth of cash in the bank. As soon as you start producing profit and loss, properly management accounts on a monthly basis, you can start navigating your business to success in a much better way. Let's look at the next one. 3 KPI rule. Now, I've made other videos on this, and I'll put a link in the video description or just above my head right now on the 3 most important KPIs in your business. Number 1, produce that monthly profit and loss. Number 2, track your average customer value. And number 3, remember the biggest cost in most businesses walks on 2 legs. You want to be tracking what you're spending on your labor compared to your turnover. And you want to have a percentage that is your industry norm, which brings me on to the next one. Swap this idea with others. So go and find another business owner that does what you do, maybe in a different geographical patch, and start sharing what you're spending on labor, what your monthly profit and loss is, and share the accounts with each other so you can make notes and compare. I've been doing that throughout all of my business career, especially when I start a new business. I'd go and contact other people that are doing what I'm doing really well and beg them for a cup of coffee. It's been the cheapest, the best, and the most amazing consultancy to grow the profits in my business and know where I'm spending too much so that I can cut costs accordingly by people that have been there, done it, and got the metaphorical t-shirt. Next one is ask another accountant. Really dangerous. Most business owners trust their accountant. They use their accountants. Maybe they've inherited it from their parents, or their best friends have said this is the best accountant. Well, how do you know if you haven't censor checked it against other accountants? The same goes with solicitors and chartered surveyors. Always put it out to the market and just check what another person's opinions is. Asking another accountant about what you're doing in your business could be the best money that you've spent to cut costs and get better ideas, and just censor check against your taxes, for example. Come on, let's keep going. Join a buying group. If you join a buying group, these are like procurement groups. So the one that I use is Regency Purchasing Group. I put a link in the video description. These guys go through all of my invoices and check it out against the market for free and see if they can bring the prices down. And then we buy together, thus buying in bulk, and then the companies give those guys a cut for doing all the work for you. But it's free to do. So you could use Regency Purchasing Group, but there's tons of other purchasing groups, and there's usually niche purchasing groups for every industry that you're in. So you buy cars, or you're a motor repair group, there'll be a motor repair buying group for your industry. You can all buy together, thus saving the prices because you have bigger buying power. Think about joining a buying group. Next thing, outhouse, in-house. Loads of entrepreneurs are always faced with this. Should we outsource this? Should we bring it in-house? You've got to have that constant conversation with yourself. My personal opinion is most cases having it in-house saves money because you can get more for your money by getting someone full-time. Now, this is a classic one on graphic design, web design. As soon as we brought it in-house, we get more money for the resource. Thus, we can make stuff happen faster and quicker. quicker? Now, the answer to this is making sure you're managing the people. If you're not good at managing the people, then make sure you outsource it, because then you can just be wasting a salary. Next thing, 10% stock, 5% overhead. What do I mean by this? Well, look, if you can reduce the prices on the stock that you buy in or the services that you buy in to make your business happen, and reduce your operational overhead by 5%, so this would be rent, your utilities, your business rates. If you can reduce that by 5% and what you buy in by 10%, you should see a dramatic increase to your bottom line. Now, the reason I say 10 and 5%, because I think this is easily achievable. So if you're a business that's turning £1 million and spending £500,000 on stock to come into your business to make that £1 million worth of turnover, if you could save 50 grand there, and you save your overhead costs by 5% on your business rates, your utilities, your rent, by renegotiating with your landlord, there's probably another 30 grand there. And what we've done there is just magicked £80,000 to the bottom line in your business. Right, let's move on to the next one. The second thing you can do, gang, is sell more. And on here, behind my secret sheets, I've got 4 question marks. The first thing you need to do when you want to sell more to really build your business is increase your leads. And right now we're on the cusp of doing just that for a business that we're about to buy. We're buying a business that's really well known, that hasn't been focused on getting customers. So we're going to focus on getting customers. To do that, we've got to increase the leads that come into the business. Now, this isn't a marketing video, but I couldn't just leave this because I love marketing and I want to give you some top tips on how you can do that. Content marketing. What we're doing now is a great way of increasing awareness and getting leads into your business. My YouTube videos, my podcasts, my books, my articles that I write, my social videos, all feed leads into my Entrepreneurs University. While we're there, let me tell you about my Entrepreneurs University. I've created this platform for entrepreneurs to be able to seriously grow their business. You can try it free for 14 days. So if you like my content and you want to grow your business seriously, get into my Entrepreneurs University. I've created modules on everything that goes into detail on how you can literally swipe and deploy all the methodology that I've used in my business to grow your business. Where do you do it? You go to my website, jamessinclair.net, or there's a link in the video description. So content marketing definitely works. Next, increasing awareness of your business. How can you increase awareness of your business? Well, content marketing is one of the ways that we've done it. Other ways we've done it is we've used big billboards and signage on roadsides all around the county in which we operate to increase awareness. Go, oh, what's this, what this? But you've got to do lots and lots of it for it to work. You can't just put one sign up and hope that it works. You've got to be omnipresent to create awareness. So use offline and online marketing to increase awareness. Now, I'm not going to go into this right now. There's loads of videos on my YouTube channel on how you can increase awareness. Let's talk about one of my other big favorite things I think all entrepreneurs can do is direct mail. I've used direct mail when I want to get to the decision makers to increase leads, to increase sales in my business. Now, when I like direct mail is when you use lumpy direct mail. So rather than just sending a letter to someone, put a present in there, put a balloon in there, put a cake in there, put a bottle of champagne in there, put an iPad in there if it's really someone that's going to be monumentally different to your business in terms of increasing sales. I've sent teddy bears. I've sent so many things in the post just to get someone's attention and to increase leads. So how can you use this? Direct mail, lumpy mail works really well. If you want to know about this, get a copy of my book, Getting Customers. There's a whole chapter on direct mail. You can get it for free on my website, jamessinclair.net. Next thing, get on the road and pick up the phone. The oldest school thing that everyone's forgotten about. Literally my go-to way of increasing leads when I've discovered something that I really want to get in front of. I want to use direct mail, then I want to go and see them, and I want to turn up and I want to give them free trials or give them free product to try. So we're buying this business, a food-based business. We're just literally going to give away so many bits of food to people that are the decision makers that will make the biggest difference to grow our business. So that's going to increase the leads in our business. You know, if you go around Costco or supermarkets, they've been giving away free food, which is like giving a lead away, isn't it? This is really nice. Oh, it's over in aisle 24. Let's go and buy it now. That's increasing leads. It's really old-fashioned. Don't just rely on Instagram and Facebook. Whilst that is fantastic, there are so many other ways. One of my last top tips on increasing leads is joint venture with a big dog. What do I mean by that? Find someone that's got a bigger database than you, a bigger brand than you, that there's some synergy, but not exactly the same as you, and see how you can team up with them. I always give this example. Say you wanted to make dog toys. Go and find a dog food manufacturer and say, look, you make dog food manufacturing. I make dogs toys. Can I use your brand or your database to grow my dog toy business? And we'll do a joint venture and give you a cut because you don't do this stuff. We're really good at this. It's a win-win for both of us. So if you give us the leads, we'll be able to sell more and I'll make you some money at the same time. We can call this affiliation like we do online. But but this really does work. So increasing leads is the way that you sell more. How can you increase leads? Well, number one, watch all the James Sinclair YouTube channel. There's 500 videos on loads of marketing stuff that we've done on this. This really works. Get my book, Getting Customers for Free, and read loads of books on marketing. That's how you increase leads. Next thing, you've got to increase the conversion. So you see the people, you have a chat with people, how can you increase conversions? One of the best things that I think is free trials, try it free, guarantees, making sure you're following up with a phone call, making sure you're following up with a meeting. So make sure you're increasing the conversions. Next thing is you want to increase your average customer value and your average transactional value. How can you get your same customers to buy more from you? That is the easiest win. Everyone is all about the new rather than the successful, and especially when it comes to customers. Everyone wants to get new customers, new customers. Let's not forget about the existing customers that are already successfully trading with us. How can we get them to buy more from us? And I'm going to go into this in the next point in just a moment. Last thing, this is not about selling more, but I wanted to put this up here. If you increase your margin in your business, then you won't have to sell more. We should always be selling more, but the fact is margin is something that you always want to concentrate. And when you get salespeople into your business, when you get people to help you sell more, they're going to want to play around with your margin. They say, look, if we decrease the cost, if we decrease the prices, we'll be able to sell more. No, protect your margin at all costs. This is like your family. If you damage your margin, then eventually you're just going out of business and it's a race to the bottom. So protect your margin, don't discount. In fact, one of the things about selling more, use free over discounting. People don't expect free forever, but they do expect a discount forever. Be wary of discounting when you're trying to sell more in your business. Point 3 about making more money in your business is increasing prices. It's the most obvious thing that most business owners are so super scared to do. Most business owners are so fearful about putting up their prices. You just got to take the plunge and do it. Now, here's the little rule, the 10-10-10 rule. Imagine if you can decrease your costs by 10%, like we spoke about earlier, because that's going to make more money in your business. If you can decrease your overhead costs, your rent and your rates by 5, but hopefully 10%, then you're going to make a lot more money in your business. But what about if you then increased your prices by 10% as well? So if you're decreasing your costs, decreasing your overheads by 10%, but increasing your prices by 10%, that is going to make so much more money in your business. Now, if you're a good product and service and you do a really good job, imagine just putting your prices up by 10%, just keeping everything else the same. That's going to make you more money, isn't it? But if you could do these 3 things in unison, then you're off to the races, quite literally. Just go and put your prices up. If you offer a good product or service, why won't you do it? Just do it. Here we go, gang. Let's talk about this little beauty here, additional products and services. What you want to do when you get going in business is you want to try and divest your database into other products and services, thus increasing average customer value, thus increasing average transactional value and making more money in your business. Now let's look at the big mouse, Disney here. Disney, they make films first of all, then they make toys and products and clothes, and then theme parks, and then Disney Plus, and then cruise lines. They've created additional products and services because their customer database literally loves them. They'd rather spend it with them. They'd rather go on a Disney cruise than Royal Caribbean, for example, because their children love Mickey Mouse and they love the existing business. Now, I've done this in my business. If you look at my business, Marsh Farm, it's a children's visitor attraction. We open Marsh Farm, then we open a day nursery, and then we've done events at Marsh Farm that are additional events to the original product. And because we're creating multiple revenue streams within the existing empire, and therefore you make more money. How can you do this in your business? Don't forget though, make sure it folds into your EE, your existing empire. You know, you can't go off piece here because you lose that brand loyalty and people then don't come back to you and they don't trust you. So make sure you keep it like Disney. How can it fold into your existing empire just like I've done? Really think about this, create additional products and services, send it out to your database. This is why one of the biggest ways of making money in your business is make sure you're keeping a living, breathing customer database. Make sure you're constantly updating it. It could be, quite frankly, the most valuable thing in your business. Us marketeers call it the list. The list that my company uses. We've got 250,000 families on our database. On my business database, 50,000 business owners have been on my database that have bought and sold from me before. So therefore, I'm always keeping that database alive and protecting it. So make sure you're keeping a living, breathing database going. The most exciting way that I know that I've used, it's tried, tested, and proven by me in making more money for a business, is by buying companies. Some Americans call it arbitrage, where you're just literally buying companies together. And when you increase the the size of a business, the higher the value it's worth. In the UK, for example, when a business makes more than 2 million of net profit a year, people say it's worth 13 to 15 times, or maybe 10 million plus it's worth 13 to 15 times. But most businesses in the UK have good revenues, but very small profits. But there's something about them that's just missing, maybe a lack of management, a lack of marketing. So if you're a restaurant and you could buy 10 other restaurants, or if you're a day nursery like me and buy 10 other day nurseries, bolt them all together, put a management team on place, and then you've built a great business. But here's the thing that you're thinking, well, how can I afford to do that? What if you could buy these companies with hardly any money down on day one? You might be thinking, bloody hell, James, what are you talking about? What if I also told you that I've actually been paid money to take over someone's business? Not once, not twice, but 3 times. I've been given money. We call this a reverse premium, because the owners of the business, they haven't got the time, the energy, the effort, or the enthusiasm to take it over. You might be thinking, again, why would they do this? Well, because they might have lease obligations, they might have staffing obligations, they might even have dilapidations. What's dilapidations? This is where you have to return a building to the landlord on the way that you found it. And that could cost you £500,000. I've actually got one of those on my desk right now, and they don't want to find that £500,000. They'd rather give someone £50,000 to £100,000 to take their business over, and the headache goes away. Another way is using this lovely trick that I've been using to buy companies, vendor finance, where the seller becomes the bank. They say, I want £500,000 for my business. You say, well, it's unbankable at the moment, but I'll pay you that over a period of time. That's very tax efficient for them here in the UK to do it that way, because they get something called entrepreneur's relief on that income. And sometimes people don't want a lump of cash up front. They prefer income. There's loads of different ways to skin a cat. And when it comes to this, I know most of them. And that's why I've created a whole module of this on my Entrepreneurs University. Go and give it a try, 14 days free, like I said before, at jamessinclair.net. If you've loved this video, I'd love to know what you think about it. Hit it in the comments below. Have you got any other ideas how you make money in your business that I may have missed out, so that we can get the conversation going? Make sure you like the video. Please subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And YouTube's telling me that you'll like this video, so click on that one, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.